What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. I got some stuff I need to address. If you're easily offended, you can go ahead and click off the video now. Most of the stuff obviously will be related to Warframe. Some stuff will just be generalized, but I've got some things I need to discuss here. For my part, and because I've gotten a lot of people asking me, a lot of comments have been sent over to me, messages sent to me in various ways about state of the game and what I feel, or things like what are my thoughts on people leaving the game, so forth and so on. So we'll try to address them here. I'll try to do it as nice as possible, but I really don't give a shit if I piss somebody off. I don't care. Never have. The majority of this issue really honestly is going to come from the mafioso group that I've talked about for years because they just like to bully everybody. And that's essentially what it comes down to. It's just a different form of bullying. Okay, in this case, as I discuss it, you'll see that instead of bullying subscribers and fans and other creators this time around, they are basically collaborating to bully the developer into getting something that they want. That's basically what it comes down to. And it's been pretty effective, actually. Quite surprising. In this case, DE has submitted to it and started giving things as a result because they're scared that a couple of random people on the internet are going to ruin the game. Because they're not. Guys, I'm going to be here until I'm ready to leave. Nobody tells me when I'm going to leave. I don't give a shit if somebody else wants to leave. Go ahead. I don't care. No, it's not going to affect me any way, shape, or form. I play my game my way. And when I'm done with the game, then I leave. Or when the developers are done with the game and they move on and there's no more development of the game, then we know it's a final release and you'll have time before the game is taken offline. It's just a fact. It was a fact with like Need for Speed World. Years and years ago. Now we're 6 years out of that, It was alive for almost 5 years, and I played it all the time. It was a big part of the Night Owls community. That's basically where we started in terms of the Night Owls was back then, and we played it and played it and played it, and there were people that were just as bad there that would come out and say nasty things about the game. And sure, it was an EA game. It was easy to say nasty things about it because it was a pay to win. No matter what you do as a free to play, it was a pay to win. Excuse me. This is not a pay to win, this game, but DE being so involved in things, they get nervous when in this case content creators that have a large following basically demand things. And they get nervous about that. And honestly, you shouldn't, because they're nobodies. We're all nobodies. Everybody is equal. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit who you think you are. You are on equal as the same level as everyone else in this game. You are insignificant when it does come down to it in the long run, because once you leave, it's only a couple months before people totally forget who you are and they move on. And with the millions and millions of players that are out there, you're already insignificant. To me, for most of the channels through the years, I have been disassociated with most of the fan channels because I had my issues with them, and they've come at me before several times, and it's been noted several times in the past that it's happened, and I don't appreciate it, and I really don't care. But different personalities. I can't deal with some of these kids. Basically, you guys are kids to me in terms of these creators. Majority of these creators, you guys are just kids. I mean, you could practically be my own kids. Different life lessons, I guess. Different reality. I see things much different than they do. I see no value in some of these channels that have been out there for years creating the same exact thing over and over. Don't even know how the hell they've gotten so many people to watch them, I guess. But on that side note, it's because of the developer pushing and constantly pushing with these people and constantly promoting these particular people, where they really need to be promoting the smaller channels that are out there. Because when you look at the facts of it, people come and go from the game, from any game. The big guy that's there now, he's going to be nobody when he leaves. And there's going to be new people coming through. And these are the people that you need to look for and you need to take a look at and promote. You don't need to keep promoting the same old people over and over. Been around for forever. They should already be promoting themselves. They should be able to manage to do things on their own. Hey, listen, sure, I don't have a couple 100,000 subscribers or anything like that. I don't have 50,000 subscribers, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'm doing things my way. I've got a set of goals. I've got a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scene that you know nothing about. I interact with developers on a daily basis, not just this game. Many developers. I work with several different PR firms. I have tons of different things that go on behind the scenes that's what I do. Eventually, sure, I would love to make it a full-time thing, make some great money off it, all that stuff, but I'm doing this because I really enjoy what I'm doing. Versus coming here and making quick buck as so many do. And what really has gotten me over the years is every time I've ever had to make a setup video, and it's just my personal setups. I'm not out there to tell you how to play a game. I'm never going to be out there to tell you this is exactly how you have to do something to play this game, because I think that's quite stupid. Games are meant to be played your own way, to an extent, depending upon what it is. I mean, there is nobody out there that should really be selling you on how to exactly mod something. You got people that are out there that'll make these stupid min-maxing videos, and I'm sorry, I think it's stupid. I mean, maximize this, and through some fake calculations that I've come up with, this is the number that you should be getting, even though you'll never actually see that on the screen. But, calculations and all, and if you maximize everything, then all right, there you go. You can, you can burn through anything. You can burn through any piece of content that's out there, right? There's no challenge because you've maximized. You've totally lost any fun of the game. You've taken away any challenge that could potentially happen out there. In truth, it doesn't really matter how you mod it, as long as you mod it to fit your style and it's something that you like. Because in the end of the day, when it comes to a free-to-play game, any free-to-play game, if you're talking a shooter, no matter what you do, it's going to kill the enemy. Some might be a bit more challenging than others. Some people may actually like to be challenged and enjoy it. Other people, like the 90%, just want the easy road. Can't even think for themselves, which is why they have to watch other channels and have somebody tell them how to use a weapon and how it must be modded to do a certain thing. Good God. Anyway, here we go. That's going to go off in the background for a few moments. Are we done yet? I'm rambling. I'm definitely rambling. So, the thing is, I don't particularly like how it's been handled. I don't give a shit if you're leaving, then leave. It's perfectly your prerogative. But don't come in and say, hey, because there's no content for me. Oh, there's plenty of content out there. There's plenty. Nobody forced you to fucking burn through it in an hour every time something comes out. Nobody forced you to 10 form a weapon in 30 minutes. Nobody's ever forced you to do anything. You've done it yourself. You burned your own self out, and you did it for money, is what it comes down to. Because you knew that the faster you burn through something, the faster you put something out on as a creator, the faster you can make more money. And that's what these kids all think about. That's all they think about. They've lost the whole idea of what a game is about and enjoying it. And even with that, they're not even that social. And when they are social, they're just sitting there ripping on you guys all the time. And people allow that. You allow yourself to be humiliated and laughed at and made fun of all the time. And you think it's cool. You think they're just joking around. Yeah, the joke's really on you. I'm just saying. It's disrespectful. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I know for me, I've always tried to be as social as I can with everybody. I always tell you I'm fully available. You can talk to me pretty much anytime, unless I am actually recording a video, in which case I may not respond to you for a while. But eventually I'll respond to you. Um, and I think most people know that about me for the years that I've been doing this, that I'm accessible almost everywhere, and you can find me almost everywhere. And I believe personally that, all right, I make videos, that's cool, that's great, but the most important part of anything is being involved in the community. Um, that means being on the forums. That means being part of the forum groups. That means interacting with other players, random players, not just your close group of content creators, so you can all collaborate on how to bring down something and how to take down a game or how to release the same thing at the same time so everybody looks, pretty cool, that type of shit. Um, for me, I haven't had a lot of time to hang out with my clan, hang out with my community, hang out with other YouTube personalities that you guys know that I'm friends with, that I enjoy, that are same type of personality as me, that kind of fit me. I have no interest in collaborating with the majority of these other people, and I never will. It just it'll never happen. They disgust me. They always have. I'm sure most people know that. Um, I find it's, to me, it's more important to hang out with my friends and community and people that I can get along with and interact with my subscribers and fan base personally. That's just me. So the thing is, I really don't care if somebody else leaves. It's not going to affect me. It's not going to ultimately break this game. It's not going to bring the game down. Creators that are out there being so verbal, you guys are a pea, just a tiny little speck. There are people on the forums that are more popular, in tune with the community, more available to people, more widely known than you will ever be. So stop pretending that you're better than other people. And you can't even be like, well, I don't pretend, because you do. And you've come out in the past many times. You've even tried to use subscribers against other channels and bully people. It's been done. In regards to that, this is going to be a touchy one right now. Back when that whole thing happened where DE took sides, and I put my voice out there. They took a side on a personal matter that they should never have been involved in, and I still stand to that point. They should never have been involved in a personal issue, and that's where I stood on that. I do not ever, I never did say that I supported the other channel that was doing things against the policies of the company and the game. I did support the fact that they should not have been bullied as they were, and the developer should not have been involved in that bullying situation. But shortly after I kind of talked about that, the developer did back off from that situation, and they were not public, and they kind of dropped away from it, and there was that. They dropped out of that issue, though the issue still existed. And at that point, things turned in the other direction, where this creator group decided that they were going to try to create propaganda videos, which obviously became very popular for people, and go after DE directly for things of reasons why they were banned from the game, so forth and so on. And some of the stuff I would say would be legit, but then you also have to look at it from the smart standpoint of, you're seeing half of a truth. Maybe 50% of what you were seeing was actually true. You don't know the other side. You're not behind the scenes. You really don't know what's going on. And anything you see on a video, honestly, can be created on a computer and posted up on a video. Anything can be created. It's not that hard. So you have to be very careful with what you take as reality here versus what's actually happening. And for me personally, as the days came along and towards the end here, I was even more disgusted with this. In the beginning, I had no idea what was going on until people actually told me that my audio from my videos was taken and put into other videos and used. And the only reason I supported that in the beginning on the two videos that it happened on was because I didn't support the bullying effort that was going on from the mafioso group against them. But now at the end, and I've seen a couple of these ending videos, and half of what's in there is just bullshit, just fucking lies. And if you don't know what you're talking about, honestly, don't talk about it. Okay? You're not a fan channel. You don't know the fan channel program. Talking about what's going on behind the scenes of the fan channel program, when you're not one, you really shouldn't. When you say, hey, we get platinum for free and we can do whatever we want with it, it's absolutely 100% untrue. Anytime that we ask for platinum to give away, it is 100% deemed for giveaway. It is not to be put on your own personal account ever. You can lose your account for doing that. That's against the terms that we agreed on as channels, as creators. So to say that DE gives us that is absolutely untrue. Now for me, you guys can go back and look at every single video. I have told you from the beginning, anytime that I've gotten any particular item, I have said it in a video exactly what has been given to me. And that way it is full disclosure, because that follows the YouTube rules. Full disclosure on items given to you for reviews, games given to you, anything. You need to disclose that information to follow proper YouTube rules. So of course I'm going to follow the rules. Following the rules is important. Sometimes they suck, but you got to follow the terms of service. And if you think the policy that DE has in terms of service sucks, maybe you need to read some of the other ones that are out there, in particular AAA games. You think DE's version is bad? There's other ones that are 100% worse than what's out there. It's not that hard to follow the rules. If you get banned, there's a reason for being banned. I don't give a shit what you say. There is a reason for it. You need to find out that reason. If you don't find that reason, obviously there's something going on and you're still doing something you shouldn't be. And then when you've been banned, to go ahead and find a way to exploit even more and figure out how to get to your profile and utilize your platinum and swap things around between accounts when you're already banned, and then you're going to bitch about not being able to get back into the game. How fucking stupid. Oh my god. Total disrespect. Total lack of respect for anything. Gone. I supported it, and then all that bullshit. And no, I don't support it. I don't care. Nobody scares me into anything either, so I don't really give a shit. Everybody's going to come after me like they always do. I will still fucking be here. Anyway. Okay, so that issue is taken care of. Again, that's just, whatever. You rode the tails of propaganda as long as you could, and you hoped to go out on a high stream. Honestly, you didn't, because most of the stuff in the end was just bullshit. So and then there is the issue with, from the DE side, where they are intimidated by people that are coming out and saying, hey, I'm done with this game. I've got no content. There's nothing here. I'm taking a hiatus. They're not offering me anything as a long-time player. Blah, blah, blah. Well, let's look at the statistics of free-to-play games, shall we? Free-to-play games, the statistic here is to make sure you bring in as many new players as you can at all times. New players. Generally, you'll maintain a decent group of mid-level players. On the few and rare ever occasions where you have a big base of long-time players. And that is where one of the issues stands here. Okay? The game, like most free-to-play games, was never designed really for the long long-term player to actually be here for so many thousands of hours later. There's almost no game that ever has existed that people have put as much time into. I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, it's that addicting of a game. And so where you stand is you have to still maintain the most important part, which is making sure that you bring in new players, progress with new players. So you have to have your core game. You have to have that new player experience working. You have to have decent mid-level content going. You have to have that all top notch before you can even consider some of the other shit, some end game stuff. Reason end game doesn't exist? I'm happy it doesn't exist. Why? Because the core mechanics of this game need to be corrected before you could even have any type of solid, fun endgame experience. I've played several games that have had solid endgame experiences. Their core mechanics of gameplay were good. Core mechanics. Their enemies scaled well. Okay, they weren't suddenly godlike enemies compared to you where you can't do a damn thing. So until you get things like scaling and some core mechanics fixed, even readdressing the damage system, which really does need to be readdressed, you really can't have a good end game content. The end game that's in there now, the raids that are in there, the 8-player raids, they don't even fit with the game. And they're broken. They are seriously broken at so many different levels, and they just sit there broken. So many different things in this game, game modes that come out that shouldn't even come out, are broken. Broken beyond belief. We are at the point now where you have too many side mode projects going on that it's become a hindrance to the main game. They lost track of quality for a while, and now they're getting back on track with quality. And we're bitching about this. We bitch about, on one level, hey, there's too much content coming out at one time. There's not enough quality there. It's just junk, junk, junk. Slow it down. Get the quality. Get rid of some of these bugs. Fix it. We're here for you. And then at the next level, when they slow it down and they're trying to make something that's a significant change in the game, significant update, significant patch, expansion, if you will, we sit here and we bitch about the fact that we're not getting enough of anything to do. You know what? Again, it comes down to nobody told you to burn through the content. I've got so much content left in this game to go and explore and do. Still going to take me forever because I don't burn through the content. Of course, the difference also is I've got a real life. I've got a wife and kids. I've got a job. I've got things that have to get done. I don't have as much time to play as many of the other young kids that are out there. That's a simple fact of reality. So sure, it's going to give me more time to do things. And I play games much differently. I play games for playing games to have fun, to enjoy myself. And that's just the way it's always going to be. And if I'm enjoying myself, then that is relayed over to you when I'm creating content. That there is something there that is enjoyable. When I enjoy it, you enjoy it. So forth, trickle down effect. I don't have to be some dude with 1 million subscribers to make an impact. If I'm impacting one person, if I'm helping one person, that is an impact. That's a trickle down effect that will continue. Who cares about these big channels? They're going to disappear. New people will come in. I don't know how many times I got to say that. New people is what needs to be supported. New content creators are what need to be supported. Stop putting these old guys that are already overly promoted, overly hyped, given the godlike status. Stop. Just stop. Focus on your newer channels, your smaller channels, your other people that are out there. Because they're going to make a bigger difference on the long term of this game than the people that you're already focusing on. I know I'll hear, well, you're bitching again and complaining about it, because you're jealous. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Sure, I would love to be able to get myself on the Second Stream podcast, but I get it. I'm not a big enough personality to make that happen, and I am a very outspoken person. I don't just kiss ass. Maybe that's why. But at the same time, I know that I'm respected for what I do in regards to that, and I take the back end of things that you will never know about. I take it extremely seriously. It's just like core mechanics of anything. It's core business practice. There's a lot of stuff that are things that you need to take seriously and to consider before you just jump in and suddenly become whatever. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. Short term, if anyone's even still listening, nothing that's going on in terms of people leaving means a damn thing to me. DE suddenly making a private Discord for fan channels so they could get together and collaborate means nothing to me. I will never collaborate with the majority of those larger channels. On a personality level, we just clash too much. I don't agree with 90% of what they do and how they do it. I don't agree with the bullying and shit like that. I will still interact with all of my fans, my friends, my community. I will interact on the forums, on the Google groups, on the Facebook groups, everywhere that I always do. I am just a regular person that has had the luxury of having a decent channel that exists, that's still here. It'll be here. It's been here longer than anyone else's. It'll still be here when everybody else leaves. I don't know what else to say about that. But, I don't even know if I've addressed everybody's questions. I don't know. I am happy with the state of the game. I am happy with the time that it's taking for the War Within to come out. I want it to be good. I want it to be solid. I don't want it to be buggy. I don't care. They can take their time to make it happen. There's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that we don't know about yet. There is a lot of things. There's a lot of changes in the way. There's some stuff that have been posted by Steve on his Twitter that just look freaking amazing with some of the graphical changes they're making. And this is called being innovative. Innovation takes time. If you guys don't like it, go make your own game. See what happens. See how much of a challenge it is. I've done it. I know how much of a challenge it is. I've done every part of aspects in terms of the gaming world, if you will. Maybe not to full extents, but I have touched everything behind the scenes, and I know what it takes to do stuff. Anyway, you know what? I'm just going to stop rambling. No one's probably listening anyway, so there's that. And really, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I just want to move on and just continue doing what I like to do. I want to be able to get in there and play the game, enjoy the game, hang out with everybody. I love being able to do random missions with people. I love being able to chat with people. I love the whole social aspect of it. I really wish I had a little more time in my current job situation, just when you're working 10 to 12 hours a day on average, and then you still have to come home and you got a couple hours with the kids and they've got tons of homework and you got a lot of real life stuff going on. It just limits the amount of time that I can have. And so, if I'm not responding to somebody in game, it's not that I don't want to. It's just I'm trying to get a couple things done, try to enjoy myself, relax a bit before I go and pass out for 3 hours and get up and do it all over the next day. I barely sleep. Don't even know how I still manage, but that's just because I've never really slept a lot. I have a problem sleeping. So there's that. I'm bipolar. I'm OCD. I'm just, one crazy old dude. Anyway, if you guys hung out and stayed this long, I appreciate it as always. I will catch you guys in the next episodes of anything that we do.